Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and hi to all. Hi. Today is 10th of November 2024. Sorry about my voice, but as I have been sick for almost a week. Felt very sick, and that's been a very difficult time for me to heal. I had some regular symptom fever and so forth, but the symptom, the disease, so-called virus is quite strong. So I've been very not well, especially my throat. So my voice will be a bit different. I apologize on that. But anyway, uh, today was one of the days that I have to go out and have a walk. And with the most passion, I have to go out to walk to a flea market uh, at my local flea market, of course. I didn't, I've never been there for almost 2 to 3 weeks because it's quite irrelevant for me to go and buy things, search for new things, especially for the past week. I've been very ill, especially the last weekend. I was very ill. It started last weekend, late last weekend, after Diwali, the Indians' Holy Light celebration. It's a public holiday, and I just started to fall sick at that point, and gradually it became bad, and finally, probably on Friday or Saturday, I just getting better up from that point. Anyway, on the sidetrack, of course, last week, Tuesday, the first Tuesday of November, was a general election in United States. Very disappointing for most people, but it is what it is. Democracy prevails. As a person who is outside of America, probably I can say you reap what you sow. For America, most generally, America has capitalism has poisoned themselves. Many people, especially white communities, majority the working class white communities, didn't go to college or university graduates, so they didn't able to expand their vision of what is a proper economy, what is a proper social economy, and became quite, I would say, rednecks. Bigotry, racism was profound. Uneducated whites, I mean, not university or college educated whites, have shifted tremendously towards, well, they like to say Republicans, but actually it's more to the mega Republicans under Donald Trump. So I say congrats to Donald Trump, and we will suffer for another 4 years. I would say, hopefully only 4 years, but who knows? By next year, we could see the Project 2025 initiate if it's truly flourish. The Project 2025 is successfully established. We will see a very long term, a ultra conservative Republicans dominating every election, probably in the next 10 to 20 years, or another three, probably another 2 to 4 terms will be under Republicans' hand until people start to realize things need to change. The cycle of change for every generational gap normally occurs every 20 year cycle. So nobody will last that long to be a politician. They will put out automatically because people will seek change for the sake of change. so, so hopefully that this coming time of future, America will be fine and will be safe. To say that the world hopefully will be fine. I will not be saying very greatly for Iran. I will not be saying very greatly for probably Taiwan and also Ukraine. In my point of view, probably America will restrain in protecting and guaranteeing Taiwan's defense over the mainland China, the communist China, based on economic perspective and resilient, not to fight in a war where it's stalemate between United States and its opponent. But America would do go to war if they can assure they are guaranteed to win, with minimum casualties. Countries like Iran, Syria, Gaza, the Palestinians, any Islamic countries in this current state of situation are easy target for America under Donald Trump. We will see a lot of friction in the Islamic countries with America. Eventually, we will see Ukraine have to make a new deal. Probably not this year or next year, probably in next 2 years, 24 months, give or take, of the negotiation, where they have to concede territories to Russia, especially recognizing Crimea and the eastern side of Ukraine, a border to Russia, or I like to just say directly Russia. It's not an independent country anyway. It's the a vassal state of Russia. And then once they have conceded the land, then America would guarantee their security. If not, America will halt the supply of military arms and machineries to the extent towards NATO. So I think NATO needs to re-engineer themselves, whether to kneel to America as wishes or boot out America from NATO. America will see more in the coming few years, at least 10 years, because any president that done their term, the next president takes over the next term, is reap the rewards from the past. Biden gets all the problems from the previous Trump administration's fiasco. Now Trump is going to enjoy Biden's recovery, and he's going to mess it up for another next term. If he wished to go for the third term anyway, God knows he would. They will be testing the waters whether the people would like him to be moving into the third term, so we'll see about that. But yeah, it's pretty much very sad that the America is reversing themselves to be more isolated, to be more anti-global, anti-immigrants, the land of the free, the land that helps those who are in need, are all gone. So I would tell all, because I'm not American, so I would just say to all Americans, you reap what you sow. No matter how you are, whether you are Democrats or you are Libertarian or you are Green or you are a left or moderate Republicans, you all reap what you sow. So probably next election, more and more people will realize the legacy that Trump has made will become a realization that is not right, and set Republican a major reset back to a time where they are naturally for all Americans under guidance of conservatism. Anyway, enough of the sidetrack. I'm just gonna keep the thing short because today I got something that is quite current yet not expensive, I would say, but something to a part of current banknotes you collect, and hopefully later in the next 5-10 years it becomes valuable, which many collectors miss out that. So I'll go through that. So today we're going to go through Japanese banknote and also Malaysia banknotes. So here goes. Well, the first banknote that I got today is Japanese banknotes. There are two anyway, and as as it is, this is a D series. This is the E series. Then the latest one, which is based on my previous video, previous video, uh, the F series is the new one, totally changed. But as you can see, the E series to the E series to the D series to the D series, sorry, the D series to the E series, the changes are quite minor. Everything quite principally remain the same. The portrait in the center, the main intaglio portrait is on the right side. Just that they changed the person, the number, the size, font, the denomination, the color were the same, except that this is more in the background more blue in the E series than the D. D is quite plain. They use blue indication blue through their gouache patterns here. They are blue color, but then the newer ones they include the entire background more bluish. So visually you see this is more blue. So it's more set back to say that for people who are blind they are able to see. But yeah, to differentiate this color and the purple one in these on the E series is the portrait design, which is much more far left side and so forth. So that is one way the indication. Another one is the blind man feature. Obviously on the last series, the E series, there's this line, two line dash, as you can see. This is a blind man series for the E series, but for the D series, visually there's none. But if the person holds and fill it at this corner, you should be seeing a dot here. If I can show it to you. Portrait, there you go. One dot indication is this is wow, this is a 1000. Two dots is 5000 and three dots is 10,000. That's how the D series indication for the blind man. When they feel it, they'll know it's one dot, two dot, or three dots. Again, based on my review on the last video, my opinion is they should follow what the Chinese people did from our People's Republic of China, the People's Bank of China. When they print the banknotes for the blind man, they used international, the universal language for blind people, the Braille system. So that I would recommend anybody who trying to attempt to provide user-friendly for blind people, especially in the world such globalized. Wink wink, America, that we do not know whether they are going to globalize in the future or not. But anyway, to globalize, to welcome every humanity around the world, or like tourist or business person coming to your country, using Braille system, even for impaired vision person, would understand how much its value or denomination of the banknotes. So one way is using international Braille system. That should be the best choice. That what China did is the best choice compared to this using a different kind of system that people have to re-educate themselves to understand that banknotes. But anyway, each country has their own sovereign. We have to respect their sovereign. It is their way. It is their life. We have to respect that. Anyway, so now we have the two system. Now what I got this is more specifically I collect Japanese banknotes, so I also do collect the variations. Now let's talk about the earlier series, these D series. I have a couple of these D series, a lot of them. Now the D series has a lot of variation to collect, and it's one of the most, if you're trying to pick it up today, it's very difficult to find those those niches of collection items. This one, of course, is in green color, double prefix LA. If it's a single prefix in the front and the back is single, they are considered a single prefix. I consider this double prefix. They have two, that's a variation on that, and this green color. The color of the serial number, again, For D series, they have 4 variations. The first one is black, the second one is blue, the third one is chocolate, and the last one is green. And for 1000, they actually printed a lot. And throughout 1980s to 2003, they printed this enormous amount of this banknotes, and it is one of the hardest one to find of this banknote is actually the last year, which other than the 4 variation types of the color of the serial number, there are 3 variation of the printer name change. The first one is called Okurasho, which is this. This is big in Chinese or Japanese character. It's called big or ta in Chinese, but in Japanese it's called dai or o, great. So in short name we call this, even the Japanese call it, it's called Okurasho. Then they change their name from Okurasho to the second one, probably around 2000, if I'm not mistaken, 2001. They changed their name to Zaimusho. Another character they changed to Zaimusho. If you wish to recap what all this letter or characters, Zaimusho, Okurasho, and also the third one, which is the current one, which is used till today still, is Koku. I just call it national because the front of the word starts with Koku, or national, or nation, or country. So Koku is the last change and is still used till today as the name of the printer of the bureau engrave and printers. For the banknote in Japan, the Japanese banknote. Now, if you want more details on those, you can look into my previous videos. Look through the one that is Japanese banknote, or talk about Japanese. I will tend to have already explained this multiple times for myself and also to any viewers who are attracted to look at this. Look at my archives for inspiration and so forth, or for entertainment. Yeah. So this one I got, this one is actually for the green. So my collection now, Japanese banknote, as I reiterated, once they are folded, is forever there. This is not like the normal cotton paper kind of banknote that we are quite accustomed to in majority of the country. The Japanese paper is much more different. They're using their own technology to produce the banknote paper, which is much more harder paper, more durable paper, and is not prone to being destroyed by any natural elements. So, but once they have got a fold, the crease is permanently there, and you can see their watermark design is much more detailed because of the ability of the paper. In the normal cotton papers, when they do watermarks, they're quite blurry. They're not sharp enough to mass produce it to sharpness. But the Japanese achieve that in their watermark is very detailed. So that's one mark point that I love Japanese banknotes, is the quality of the paper they use has value as a banknote. Talking about colors, they're quite limitation on the color, but they're quite uniquely Japanese based on the color wise. Yeah, at the back, both notes at the back look almost the same, but that again, it changed dramatically. They brought back the Mount Fuji, which is last time it was used in the 500 yen banknote. Everything else is quite standard, it remains the same, like Nippon Ginko. There's still Nippon Ginko here, 1,000 here. Now they just shifted the yen to the top of it, at the bottom. So the back, we can see more profound different changes. We can see the hidden letter word here, Nippon portrait. Yep, I'll come back to this later in more present. So in my collection wise, this one I'm almost completed the set. I can show you my collection on my catalog book, which I record my completions, like my checklist. So there you go. The black, the blue, the brown, and the green. So I say that this is Okurasho printing engravers, this is Zaimusho, and this is Koku. As you can see, at Okurasho they have all 4 colors: black, 1 prefix and 2 prefix; blue, 1 prefix, 2 prefix; the brown, 1 prefix, 2 prefix; and green, 1 prefix and 2 prefix. My currently, this one that I just got, that I just shown, is actually Okurasho green color double prefix, if I'm not mistaken correctly. Yeah, correct. So I've got this one, Zaimusho. Now when they changed the engraving name, they stopped using the first prefix. They continued with the green color, but they changed the name because there was quite a short gap of the time, and they decided not to return back to the other colors. They decided to continue with the green and continue with double prefix. So there is no single prefix for any of this. There is no single prefix, so only double prefix. So I've got this Zaimusho, and now I'm actually looking for Koku. Now Koku, actually, for this series, the D series, is much more difficult and rare, because from 1984 to the year 2000 they printed the Okurasho. All these are very vastly common in the Japanese market, I would say. For Zaimusho, they printed for since 2001 until 2002, so they got 2 years to print this big. But 2 years to print a banknote is also a short period of time, which is not much. But for Koku on the D series, they only printed 1 year. Yes, they only printed 1 year worth of this note. This note is much more difficult to find compared to others. The most newest note is more rarer than the older ones because it's the quantity. The same goes to the other notes. As you can see, this is the E series. The E series, they started printing in the year 2004. This one is printed in 2003. So they only got 1 year to print this D series under Koku's name. So it's much more difficult to find for good condition. Of course, today in Japanese banknotes, even though they have issued a newer banknotes, they are still considered current, and they are considered normal banknotes. It's still circulating as normal. Nothing is rare. It's still like normal. It's still like a current currency that is in use in Japan today. But so within this few years, it is best you go to Japan, try and exchange money as much as you can to get banknotes. If you're looking for banknotes, so to speak, if you ask very, really, really, really nicely with the bank tellers there, they might help you get what you want for the current face value. You don't need to go to the collector shop to get good notes uncirculated, unless you're looking for uncirculated notes. If you don't really bother about the condition, try to go to bank tellers, the banks, when there's nobody around. That's the best one. When they are very free, there's no customers around, then you can ask nicely. They will help you. They will help you get the notes that you are looking for. They'll help you in that. Some might know, some might not know, some might not understand, but be gentle, be caring and nice. They will assist you because service is their priority. So they will help you and assist you get what you want for the face value. So that's one trick you can pursue. Now, the other one that I got, now both of them, I got this one, ironically, is $40. I got this for $40. I got this for 45. Actually, this one should be, if face value, it should be around 30 ringgit, but I got it for 45 because it is uncirculated, and this one is because it's very older series. It's an older series, and he got it at time when yen was quite high, around 38. So I understand that he needs to make back some money, and it's older than this one, so he charged me this one 40. If not, I would have asked him to lower down the price to 35. That was my asking price, but 40 after hearing his consideration, and I understand his situation. This is uncirculated, it's not folded, so you don't see any crease of it, but normally this is something you see very common on a fresh print on some of the Japanese banknotes, crease of colors at the bottom. This is quite common from a Japanese print, even it's fresh from it, and this is something that is damaging the quality. To get this one 70 would be very difficult under the Sheldon score. Although it's not used, it's fresh, but because of the printing error, it is what it is. So in this one, D series, I'm getting this one. I got it, this is actually double prefix, and it's blue. Now it's very difficult to identify blue and black, but if you look under the microscope using a lens or loop to look at the printing of the ink of the serial or the prefix numbers, the tendency the black is really black. You can see the black, and this one will be like dark navy color. They don't call it blue, they call it navy color. So it's dark it's like navy blue color, so it's very near to the black, but it's not black, it's actually dark blue or deep blue sea color kind of thing. So it's really dark blue, and it's really similar contrast with the color of the banknote using blue, so they're quite similar. So that's one of the difficult tracing it. But anyway, this one I have been mind-boggling trying to find this note. Again, it's been very difficult for me, but I managed to find the dealer having these banknotes. So before they changed to the newest series, the F series, for this one, the E series, they have the black, brown and blue. You see here it's quite highlighted in blue, but if it's a fresh note, it looks really dark, and it's actually written not blue, it's written navy color, navy blue color kind of thing. Sorry, excuse me. Now for this one, it's quite tricky. Only for the 1000, the print has a huge printing numbers, so the system of printing still remain the same. Each time they change the color of this prefix, it goes back to one series, and then this one prefix, and then two prefix. When they depleted this on the color, they change the next color, they start back from the first one prefix, then two prefix. And what I've got just now is this navy blue, two prefix. I'm still missing, only left one prefix for my collection, and this is printed since 2019. This is 2019. This is printed since 2004, and then it started on 2004. At 2011 they changed the color, and 2011 to 2019 they started printing blue. So 2019 they printed blue all the way to 2023. Imagine that. From 2019 to 2023 they've been printing this note, but for the newer notes, the notes are now replaced with this one, and with a new note. This one already started printing in 2021. 2020 already start printing to supply the masses. They're much more synchronized this time compared to the old days. They were not synchronized. So yeah. So imagine it's 2019 until 2023. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 years to print this compared to the others. The others they have printed more than 10 years or so. Before this one's just 6 year, just less than 4 years they printed this. So the blue one is actually much more difficult to find compared to the others. That is why I have a missing link on the blue, because it's much difficult to find. On the other hand, if you compare to the higher denomination notes, again, same thing. 10,000. I'm missing the brown color, which is printed 2011. Now the 10,000 they printed much more slower and more small quantities, so there's still a bit more gap. So they don't have the blue series for this one. They still use the brown series to print because the quantity does not is much lesser than the 1000. So this one they still have one prefix and two prefix for brown, but I'm missing is a single prefix brown. Again, more difficult to find than the black one, but actually the very common now. It's very difficult to find a single prefix actually than the double prefix, but it's quite common to find double prefix actually on this note. Then we have the 5,000 yen. I'm missing 5,000 yen is a bit relatively easy to find for me. I can go anywhere, supposed to be I can go anywhere in Japan to change the money and get 5,000 yen, easy peasy. I'm not so worried about the rarity because it's quite common still. For the double prefix, it's much more widely in quantity, but the trick is I'm not in Japan. Notes like 1,000 and 5,000 tendency you will get it from dealers. You're in the flea market that you always deal. They have that note, this small denomination note, in good qualities, but they charge how much higher. So yeah, that's one thing you have to get to know and aware of this. So for me to get a face value of the 5,000 yen, which is still 150 to 160 ringgit, I have to go to Japan and get it, and it's very easy to get it if I'm in Japan. So I can hold on this a little bit longer to get a double prefix. Not a worry to me for this one, because the single prefix is more difficult. Yes, the single prefix is much more difficult, and I've already got that. So there you have it. That's for my Japanese series that I got. On that part, I'm just gonna slide it here and here. Yeah, that's right. Alright, next one I'm going to go through is much more to my local country, banknotes. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Now, the notes, this one is another kind of niche of collectors, I would say. Another kind of different collectors. Some collectors, they collect old banknotes or discontinued banknotes. Some only collect polymer banknotes. Some only collect the current banknotes they're using today. No matter where you are as a collector, there is no right or wrong. So we're gonna go through a part of collectors that are collecting the current notes, the today's notes, which also reflected in here in Japan. So in my country, Malaysia, the notes that I got today, all of them are uncirculated except for one denomination, which is the 10 ringgit. The first one that I introduced is the 20 ringgit. Both of them are 20 ringgit, nothing special, nothing different. But again, these days, the contemporary collectors, the current banknote collectors, the current series collectors, they keep up to the current date rather than worrying the collecting the old notes that are already discontinued and so forth, like collecting notes from 1980s and below, or vintage or historical notes, collections of old notes or discontinued notes and all that, etc. Some people, they don't like that. They just like collecting notes that is currently people see is money. Okay. Now in Malaysia, since 2013, we have already changed our governor from Tan Sri Samsha to Datuk Sri Rashid Ghaffur. So since 2013, after change in 2014, we started seeing notes in Malaysia changing the governor's name, and they are starting now. When there's a start a trend like this, like there is a change of governor, and within 1 year cycle of the governor's term, the banknote will issue new fresh notes, and they must change the governor's name of the notes because they were issued after the new governor took over. Technicality and time frame. So with that situation of it, will collectors tend to hyped up the collecting and looking for the last prefix of the old governor, the former governor, and the new governor's first note series issuance. Normally in the collecting catalog, that you will see the guide price, the first prefix or the first prefix and the last prefix of the governor tend to see fetch much higher price when they are getting older, when they're becoming more vintage, like mature about 5 to 10 years. You see they will be slightly higher than the general notes issues in between these two prefixes of the first and the last. So what are the first and last for 20 ringgit for Samsha? Is this the first prefix is CS. If you have find CS banknotes of Samsha, this is considered as the first prefix, and the last prefix of Samsha is DH. DH is the last prefix of the print. So when they change to the new governor, like this new 20, this is the new one, Rashid Ghaffur. As you can see, let me zoom in so that you can see the two governors have changed. The older one, Samsha, has changed to Rashid Ghaffur in 2023, early last year actually. So it's already passed more than 1 year cycle. So most of the denomination notes have already changed the cycle of the print of the governor's name, and you can see how the running number looks like. Now for the new one, the Rashid Ghaffur, Tan Sri Rashid Ghaffur, as his title, his honorable title is Tan Sri. That's right, Datuk Sri. The change is actually to DJ as the first prefix. Now if you look at the prefix change, why is it they skip one alphabet? You notice that the last prefix for the last governor was DH, H, and then it's the first prefix is a J for the new governor. What happened to the I? What happened to the I? Now, the more easy to contempt, to hastily make a judgment, from me, my personal view, no one else's view, without having any further knowledge, or the knowledge I only limited to what I have currently, is because they already partially printed DI for the old governor after the change of the governor. So what can you do? You can't issue out these old notes because the governor has already changed. You can't issue after a new governor has already been in tender. What they have to do, they have to destroy it or suspend the banknote issuing. Most already those are quite small in numbers, and they are destroyed, are not able to issue, or not in production. Now I noticed that currently these days on the new Bank Negara system, that what they've done is every time when there is a new governor change, they just skip one alphabet. It's a very good system, quite straightforward system. To straight away skip one alphabet and move on to the next alphabet, starting with all 0001, making the note system much more easy. In the other times when the transforming, the early when the ZT took over, banknotes were changing last and first prefix right in the middle, it's right smack in the middle, and there's a lot of confusion there actually brought up to collectors and also the banking, especially the printing. Bank Negara not able to trace properly. So with this kind of flat all surface across the board, I think is the best system. Just skip one alphabet and move on to the J. We know that there's no IACC because there is a transition period to change our governors. So yeah, the newest note, currently I've got the first prefix DJ Rashid Ghaffur. Now, this note that I found is actually quite recently information I've got from the community, of the collectors community. So the only thing that is left that they haven't issued out at the moment. Now they already issued a 100. I already got that as my. You can check my last video. The 50 ringgit, which I also have got it. My first prefix in the last video. Now I just recently heard last few days that they have come out 20 and 10. Makes me very aroused, so I go and find and manage to found it. And for me, say to keep a safe side for Summersha, I just buy the first and second S as a backup collection for investment, or in case in my collection I miss out this available collections. Anyway, the other one, so now I have first prefix. The other one is actually the 10 ringgit. So what I noticed is when they change the governor, the system is going down, trickle down. From the biggest banknote, they change. It's the first one that changed and issued to the public for the Rashid Ghaffur's governor is on the 100 ringgit. That's the first. Then the 50 ringgit came out, and then now was the 20, and then the 10 came out with Rashid Ghaffur. So most probably during the Chinese New Year, which is very close now, which is a season where a lot of custom from the Chinese community to celebrate the Chinese Lunar New Year is to get fresh, brand new notes. And the commercial bank always have high demand for fresh new notes. Probably at that time, the Bank Negara will issue the 5 ringgit and the 1 ringgit with the name Rashid Ghaffur, no longer ZT. Now the 1 ringgit has been issued quite a huge quantity numbers. We have seen there is no new 1 ringgit banknotes being issued for a very long time. Probably now they're going to start issuing the 1 ringgit under Rashid Ghaffur anytime soon. But my guess is would be the Chinese New Year, the Chinese Lunar New Year. They will issue the 5 ringgit and the 1 ringgit because that is the most common banknotes in demand during that holiday season by the Chinese community, compared to the 20 and the 10. Now the 10 I didn't buy. Now I bought these 3 of them from one dealer. Each of them is about 40 to 45 ringgit. So almost all of them I bought around 40 to 45 ringgit. This 10 ringgit, well, as you can see, it's quite damaged. In the top part you can see that it's folded, almost about uncirculated, I would say. Almost about uncirculated, just a minor fold lines here, but they're quite normal crease line, I would say. Not a very hard fold, so probably still above extremely fine choice, I would say. to a low about uncirculated condition. This 10 ringgit is also Rashiga 4, and it is also a first prefix HY. Now, most probably the last series for the 10th ringgit, for Samsha is one letter behind Y. So which is TUVW. Probably W will be the last W, because the X would be skipped, and then Y. The first prefix already been declared is actually HY. So HW probably is the last, but HX does not exist. Probably is will be running as the same system as this. It will be proven to me, I hope, based on the scenario of the 20. The 10 probably will be the same. Yeah. So the 10 is the most latest issuance. The 20 was a much more older, was a previous issue, probably 1 month ago. This month they just issued 10. I got this one for 10 ringgit from from someone that my relatives got. When he took out some money from his wallet, I noticed this signature on the banknote, and I just exchanged the money from him for 10 ringgit. So to me it worth 10 ringgit only, so nothing more, nothing less, I would say. So anyway, and this is the first prefix as has been confirmed by the market. So there you have it. That is today's what I've got. Everything I got for nearly between 40 ringgit to 45 ringgit. This is just 10 ringgit. I've got it from relatives, so that's pretty much fine for me. Nothing too expensive to spend. Of course, you spend whatever you can, and most of my savings I've converted to banknotes collection as my investment collection. Enjoying hobby together with investment. So the trick is you are able to have the willpower to depart your hobby to make profit out of your savings, out of your investment. Sorry. So sorry. I like to say sorry about my voice. So if you think that is quite groggy and so forth, yeah, because I'm still not well, but recovering. Very good. That's good news for me. Recovering, and I hope I'll be very well. So that is all for today from me. Thank you very much. If you like this video, please do subscribe, give me a like, thumbs up, anything you can. If you wish to view my future collections that I've collected upon my journey, do subscribe and follow my videos. I sometimes do try to put in some short clips just to have previews, which I normally do. I don't do that. I just straight away point and shoot and record and save in YouTube, so I don't do much of that. Anyway, I just want to put in a friendly disclaimer. I do this not for money, perhaps I would say that, for YouTube views or so forth. I do this honestly just for my personal collection of my diary of collecting banknotes. I try to use paper to archive my collection. I tend to lose that paper and don't understand it anymore, so I use a video and I put the storage of my video data on YouTube platform, and vice versa, use the YouTube platform to share the world what I've got, inspire other people to collect, to start up people to speak up their collections and so forth. So I hope that inspires all of you who interested in collecting banknotes. It is a very interesting collection, and it is very profoundly, some people might say it's a very expensive hobby. To be honest, every hobby starts very simple, cheap, mass produced, but as far as you go, you want to collect more valuable ones. it becomes more expensive. So if you ask me, every hobby is actually quite expensive. If you're doing collection hobby, because only you can value those items. I don't value much on sneakers, but when you see Americans, when there are people who collect Nike sneakers or Air Jordan sneakers, well, they are priced at thousands of dollars. To me, it's just a sticker. I wear it to walk, to run, to kick a ball, and to play basketball with it. Nothing more, nothing less. It's same as some people say that you're collecting just a old piece of junk money that doesn't have value anymore. I do get that. Many people tell me, that you're just collecting your dead paper, paper that doesn't have money value, you can't use anymore, and they still treat it as what a face value is. If it's 1,000 yen, it's still 1,000 yen. Big deal. When I look at it, it's very hard to find this kind of notes. It's not possible. You see the deviations, green color. Some people, I don't care. Green color, rainbow color, black or brown, blue, whatever, yellow, whatever. It is just a piece of paper that I can buy stuff with 1,000 yen, or 20 ringgit, or 10 ringgit. Different people has different hobby of collection. Nothing is dominantly say that this is expensive, this is cheap collection. Everything has its so-called, I would say, a rabbit hole. The deeper you go into that collecting those items, the more rarity you're looking for, the more it'll be more expensive. So nothing says cheap or expensive. It is the passion that drives you, how far you go into the rabbit hole. And hopefully when you end up in the depths of the rabbit hole, you achieve your goal of success of your collection. Again, thank you very much. I hope to see you guys again probably next 2 weeks or so. As far as I can tell, next week I got nothing to do but probably just jet back to work. So thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.